first, I must start off in saying that boxing is a brutal sport. Each and every boxer, when they go to sparring, training, and most importantly, when they step into the ring, their lives are on the line. Boxers have died in the ring. Boxers have died outside of the ring. Boxers have had concussions. Boxers have suffered brain damage. Boxers' noses get smashed in. I'm talking about permanently disfigured. You get bitten. Mike Tyson bit a man. He bit his ear off. You get Andrew Galata just punching people all in the balls. Boxing is you got steroids. You got genetic freaks. You got boxers who are genetic specimens of performance-enhancing drugs. Now, first I must start off and say, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. If you've watched me in the past, you know I have a chronic breathing condition. I used to box when I was younger. Unfortunately, I can no longer do so because I have a chronic breathing condition. Moving forward, this video is going to be a little awkward. It's crazy because I always get sick around like big fights. You know, so I'm going to do this video, but I'm going to be talking in a labored way. But I'm going to get my point across. So we're done with that part. Let's move on. So, with my shortness of breath, I'm going to say that Danny Garcia did exactly what he was supposed to do. He knocked Rod Salka excuse my French, because I want you to understand the emphasis. He knocked Rod Salka the fuck out. Because that's what you do to a guy from Showbox. If you're the WBC, the Ring Magazine, the WBA, the recognized 140-pound champion of the world. They say he made $725,000. Rod Salka, no, $775,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, but he made a lot of money. Rod Salka made a career high payday, $125,000. To put things in perspective, Brandon Rios fought a guy by the name of Diego Chavez. Diego Chavez is a very good fighter who DDT'd Brandon Rios. Well, I'm not going to get into that, but the point I'm trying to make is Diego Chavez made only $25,000, but if you followed the storyline of that fight, Diego Chavez was having visa problems and problems getting over here to make money for the fight as far as getting into the United States. So you can ask yourself the question of, well, how much of that money had to go to legal fees and all kind of stuff like that to make sure he got over there. So people are saying he only got $25,000 for that fight, but to keep up with the story, what I'm trying to say is that Rod Salka got a career payday. Thank you, Haymon. Danny Garcia had to knock this guy out because, listen to me, I'm going to play the post-fight interview from with Danny Garcia, Jim Gray, after Danny Garcia knocked out Rod. I would see. I don't want to call another grown man Lightning Rod. You know, it's just, you know, but Rod, Lightning Rod, Salka. 19-4 with 3 knockouts. And when I'm talking about Danny Garcia put him down like a rabid dog, Danny Garcia put him down. I'm telling you, listen to me. I was ready. Yo, listen, if he didn't knock this guy out, I was ready. You know what these are? These are called cherries. There's a term that comes in sports, like if you play in rough house, as we call it in Philly, or if you're playing like street ball and you know somebody's just like, they don't got no handle and they're just hanging under the rim, basketball terms, you know, grabbing every rebound. They're not playing no defense, but just watching everybody miss their shots and then grabbing rebounds and just like putting it back like, you know, like scoring the easy way, cherry picking. Danny Garcia, you go to his Instagram. Go to Danny Garcia's Instagram at Danny Garcia, DSG. Go to Facebook. Go to all his different pages, and you're going to see nothing but cherries because people are saying he cherry picked. He picked an easy opponent when he picked Lightning Rod Salka of Showbox, Pittsburgh, PA, 19-4 with only 3 knockouts. Danny Garcia's last fights, Mauricio Herrera, very tough fight. People thought Mauricio Herrera was a Danny Garcia was going to knock him out. I knew better. I'm like, what is wrong with people? I knew better. Lucas Martin Matisse. I was telling people, listen, if Danny Garcia fights a calm fight and doesn't get reckless, he's going to beat Matisse. Despite what you say about the eye situation and all that, I'm going to eat one of these cherries. I'm going to eat one of these. Oh, look what I'm doing. Come on. I'm bad, this is rude. Oh, cherry's better. I like cherry picking. Come back. My watch is broken. 12:03 Eastern Standard Time. I want to say welcome to TstreeT Controversy, TstreeT Controversy Live. Like I said, I'm a little under the weather, but I had to get this video out. I don't like cherry picking, man, I tell you. But I got like 100 tea bags. So I got to do a live show in like a couple hours. I'm going to get on a nebulizer after I'm done with this video. Then we're going, you know, this is my grand opening weekend. So Danny Garcia and Rod Salka, fans from the very beginning were saying, why is he not giving Mauricio Herrera a rematch? Why is he not fighting Lucas Martin Matisse? Adrian Broner's now fighting at 140 pounds. Why is he not fighting Lamont Peterson? Lamont Peterson is the IBF 140-pound champion. So you put him on the same boxing card as the WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine recognized 140-pound champion, but you don't have them fight each other. Now, if you don't understand how boxing works, then all I gotta say is Google the word unification, Google the word unified, and that's what boxers get respect off. It's saying, listen, I'm the champion, I'm gonna go beat you and take all the belts. But see, clearly, this is right now the time where I have to let you listen to the post-fight interview of Danny Garcia with Jim Gray after he knocked out Rod Salka.
Danny,
let's listen, pay attention.
Let's go to Jim Gray. All right, well, thank you very much. Danny, this is obviously what everybody expected, and you met the expectations.
You know, first of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank Team DSG. I want to thank Haymon. I want to thank Golden Boy. I want to thank the Barclays Center, and I want to thank Showtime, you know, for giving me another opportunity to showcase my skills in front of the world. But as far as the fight, you know, I came here and I did what I was supposed to do. It doesn't always happen in boxing. You know, I trained hard. I didn't listen to the people saying it was going to be an easy fight. Because if I would have took it lightly, he would have came in here and, you know, probably upsetting me. But I took this fight like I took any other fight. I came prepared and I came here and I did what I was supposed to do.
Well, you mentioned that people are upset, so you obviously know what was going on around this fight. What does it prove to fight somebody when you know, going into the fight, that you have so much more talent and ability?
You know, at the end of the day, I let my management pick the team, and my job is my fans love me. My fans came out here to support me, so, you know, they support whatever I do. And I came here and did what I was supposed to do. No fight is easy in boxing unless you put the hard work in. I put the hard work in, and it was, I got through W.
Well, did you want, for lack of a better term, an easy night based on all the tough fights that you've had?
No, I didn't think it was going to be an easy fight. I thought he was going to, you know, come in here and try to box me. But, you know, it was, like I said, it has nothing to do with my opponent, because when Danny Garcia is at his best, he can beat anybody, and I already proved that.
Let's take a look at the end of this fight. If we can get you to look at the monitor here, Danny, and tell us about the knockout.
I'll fast forward a little bit.
I think I threw a right hand to the body.
I want you to hear the Haymon part.
He's over there up in the corner. He's been checked out by the doctor. He is okay. They gave him several tests, and he is fine as of this moment. Lamont Peterson won this evening. He said after the fight that he would like to fight you next. If you won, you've now won. Will you fight Lamont Peterson?
You know, I'm all about fighting the best fighters. And I leave that up to Haymon, but if he wants it, he can get it too. Because that's what I do. Because I'm a fighter.
So you're saying you'd like for Al Haymon to figure out how to fight Lamont Peterson? You
know, Al Haymon picked the hardest fights for me. He picked the fights where I was supposed to win. You know, he picked the ones when I wasn't supposed to win. And it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, I show up fight night. I have good days, I have bad days, but I always find a way to win.
Danny, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you to all my fans.
All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play. So I'm going to try to multitask. Doing this video is live. If you don't know, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight moments After each fight goes off, I do my videos live and uncut, no scripts, unedited and everything. I watch so much boxing. Some people think I have a problem. But it's highly productive, it's highly lucrative, and it generates revenue, you know, even though sometimes I'm sick. But even if I'm sick in a hospital or wherever I'm at, it messes with me when I don't cover fights. So, moving on. It's all up to Al Haymon. Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson are advised and managed by Al Haymon. Fans, if you look at this card, if you look at Danny Jacobs versus Gerald Fletcher, both good fighters, both credible fighters. Go watch my other videos. I'm not going to get into details. That was a good, credible fight. But then when you look at Lamont Peterson versus Edgar Santana, despite the fact that Edgar Santana, 29 wins, 20 knockouts? Yeah, now 5 losses. If you look at him, you're going to ask yourself, well, wait a minute. Why didn't he fight Adrian Broner? What about Chris Algieri? What about Hank Lundy? You know, what about these other 140-pounders that are deserving of a shot? And that's what this is all about, fighters that are deserving of a shot. Now, when you look at Danny Garcia, the 140-pound champion, versus Rod Salka. Rod Salka is no stranger to 140 pounds and no stranger to 147 pounds. I know I'm talking about meaning the limits, because people are going to say, and they have been saying, oh, he's fighting a smaller guy. It's just that Rod Salka has been most successful at 135 pounds. But I'm in a position with what I do, I have to watch every single major fight because I provide a service here on YouTube when I do these videos, and I have to make sure my information is accurate. So therefore, before I do these videos, weeks ahead of time, I have to watch all kind of different fights on each fighters. So I've watched about 8 Rod Salka fights within the last 6 weeks. You know, of course, I cover every single Danny Garcia fight, and every fight that has been available for me to watch, I have watched and analyzed thoroughly. So what I'm saying is that I'm in a position where I used to call fighters bums in 2011, and I think the last fight I called a bum was Will Rosinski, and I will never call a fighter a bum again. I said that on camera. I don't do it. Fans may call fighters a bums, but I look at fighters and say, I have to give him a certain type of chance. There's something that he can do. And for Rod Salka had to keep moving. He had to use the jab, and he had to box. I'm talking box. I'm talking about the way Chris Algieri, if you don't know, defeated Ruslan Provodnikov. He didn't adjust. Danny Garcia came out on a mission because Danny Garcia, with all the criticism, and like I said, it's cherry. People are saying he was cherry picking. He had to have an impressive performance. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and I'm glad he did it, because like I said, you see, I'm not joking. I had cherries right here, because if that shit was going to go to the distance as far as the fight is concerned, listen, I was going to be like, yo, I can't stand this shit. Like, he's suspect. But now I have belief, because see, like I said before, I knew Mauricio Herrera wasn't no joke. I don't know if Al Haymon thought he was a joke, or I don't know if Danny Garcia thought he was a joke. I don't know if fans, but I knew Mauricio Herrera wasn't a joke. You know, I knew Lucas Martin Matisse, I knew he wasn't no joke. Of course, all the fans knew that. Eric Morales, the second fight, I said, yo, Eric Morales was on his way back, but then he ate some contaminated meat or some old crap like that, and, you know, it was a crazy situation. But Eric Morales, that's when he had that crazy fight with Marcos Maidana, one eye. If you don't know, Marcos Maidana's fighting Mayweather now in a second fight. So that was 2 credible fights right there. Zab Judah, remember, people said, oh, Zab Judah finally going to be the one to beat Danny Garcia. What does Danny Garcia do? What? You know, what is that at? What was that at the time? 26-0? 27-0? You know, when you look at the Amir Khan fight, you know, he knocked him down multiple times and then knocked him out with the same left hook that he put Rod Salka down with tonight. You know, so people say, you know, like, you've been following Danny Garcia, you don't know what you're talking about. How are you going to doubt somebody if, and I'm talking to the other channel I used to be in, I'm talking about Into the Arena. Go watch, I did a video of Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan moments after that fight went off. I did a video on Danny Garcia versus Eric Morales 1 and 2 moments after those fights went off. I did the video of Zab Judah, Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, and every single fight. So I watched, how can you doubt that? So, Danny Garcia right now, and it's not him because he's openly said that we have to understand. I want all fans to understand that the man does not pick his fights. You know, it's his manager. That's what managers do. I have inspirations to be a boxing promoter. very soon. So you have to understand how the business works. If you have a manager is going to come up and say, all right, listen, you know, I got this guy for you, Rod Salka. I know you had a rough time with, you know, you've been fighting some crazy fights. Take this fight right here, and then we got to get you back at it again. You know, as far as, listen, fight Rod Salka, get him out of the way. Fans probably going to be pissed. But let's see if we can make this a title shot. You get him out of the way. Then we're like, listen, we got to get you moving on. Because remember, Danny Garcia's had a very tough schedule. Now, if you were to see the post-fight interview, I'm talking about watch it live, the one I played, the audio. If you were to see it live and watch the way Angel Garcia, his father, was looking at him while Danny was talking, like he was just looking at him, you know, like that look, like, you know, like make sure you say everything right. And fans, I've noticed on my Facebook, they want me to be mad that he fought Rod Salka and all that. It's not the way I operate anymore. I have to look at each and every fight like, okay, well, you know, I could be mad that they scheduled this fight. Everybody know that Showtime has been getting mad flack. Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime Sports, he's at every single major Showtime event. If you don't know who he is, basically I did like a biography on a dude a long time ago, but long story short, on his Twitter, everybody has been upset, and Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, who's promoted the event, Steven Espinoza of Showtime, who has broadcast the event, Angel Garcia, the trainer and the father of Danny Garcia. They all know, Danny Garcia, they know that fans have been highly upset of him fighting Rod Salka, to the point where Rod Salka gained thousands of fans just by getting knocked out. Now, I can go on all night, you know, but I'm not. So I got to get ready to do my live streaming show. Can't breathe. TstreeT Controversy, TstreeT Controversy Live.